Hi everyone, it's Jennifer here with another lesson on conditional sentences in English. If you watched the previous lesson, then you know about the homework. That was a real conditional, by the way. I mixed the time periods. Something happened in the past, and now we have a result in the present. If you watched, then you know. For homework, I asked you to create your own mixed conditional. However, I wanted you to use your imagination and create an unreal conditional sentence. If something had happened in the past, what would be different now? Let's take a look at some of the examples you shared.
Let's start with Saddam's example. I'll suggest a few changes. If I had not rejected Google's job offer, I might have my own home and dozens of cars now. Claire wrote, if I hadn't left my country so many years ago, I would see my granny more often. And next, if I had given up when I found this subject difficult, I wouldn't be able to teach others now. So we're seeing negative verbs in different clauses. Another example, if I hadn't, let's say, received a US visa, I wouldn't be able to visit the US. Right? Negative verbs can use contractions. Here we have an example. If I had focused more on my English studies, I could finish my PhD project, right? Finish it now. Andrea shared 4 different examples, and we see a variety of verb forms. Look at number 4. It's very interesting. It is a mixed conditional, but note the time periods. If we had won the competition in the past, we would be going to visit Jennifer next week. Susanna wrote, if I had studied abroad, I might be working in another country. There's a progressive verb. If you'd like to see more of my corrections to student examples, then visit me on Facebook.
Thank you to everyone who completed the task. These are the names of additional students who posted their examples in the comments. Let's summarize the patterns we just saw in those unreal mixed conditionals. We use if plus the past perfect to refer to an unreal past. Then we use would, could, or might to refer to an unreal present in the result clause. We can also use a progressive verb in that result clause, as in would be doing, could be doing, might be doing. In the bonus task, I challenged you to use a structure that we haven't studied together yet, unless. I asked you to rewrite 2 sentences that use unless. How can we restate the ideas using if? Unless I get at least 7 hours of sleep, I can't stay focused during the day. I have to take a nap unless I can sleep in till 8. First, am I talking about real or unreal situations? One student had the right idea. Sergey wrote, both are just statements about everyday habits, right? That's correct, Sergey. These are real situations. I'm talking about everyday routines and habits, so they're not imaginary. We need to treat these as real present conditionals, so the verb forms mainly stay the same. Now let's take a look at some answers. There was more than one way to rewrite these sentences.
Okay, Alshima wrote, if I don't get at least 7 hours of sleep, I can't stay focused during the day. I have to take a nap if I'm not able to or if I can't sleep until 8. Let's just remove that comma. Now here's a completely different variation, but the meaning is basically the same. If I get at least 7 hours of sleep, I can stay focused during the day. And Marat rewrote the sentences very much like Alshaima did. If I don't get at least 7 hours of sleep, I can't stay focused during the day. I have to take a nap if I can't sleep in till 8. Let's add a period.
So unless has the meaning of if not. The negative meaning is understood. If something doesn't happen, if a condition is not met, then we won't get the result we want. Unless you have enough money, you can't easily travel around the world. If you don't have enough money, you can't easily travel around the world. Another way to restate this idea is by using only if. But then we focus on the positive meaning. You can easily travel around the world, but only if you have enough money. Only if emphasizes that this one condition must be met for the result to happen. Let's make sure you understand the meaning of unless. Try restating a couple more sentences for me, okay? You might not get the job you want if you don't improve your English. You might not get the job you want unless you improve your English. Fans weren't allowed backstage if they didn't have a pass. Fans weren't allowed backstage unless they had a pass. Now try it one more way. Fans were allowed backstage only if they had a pass. Remember, don't use unless and if together in the same conditional sentence. And if you're talking about the future, a real or likely future, use the present tense with unless, just like we use the present tense with if to talk about the future. Here's what I'd like you to do for your first homework task. Think about a goal that you have. What do you need to do to reach it? Use unless. Here's my example. Unless I find time to practice regularly, I won't master new songs on the piano. You can post your examples in the comments, but I won't offer corrections until the next lesson. Here's a bonus task to challenge you, and it will lead into our next topic about conditional sentences. Take a close look. How are these sentences different in meaning? Again, I invite you to share your ideas in the comments, but I won't confirm answers until our next lesson. That's all for now. Please remember to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you again soon for another lesson on conditional sentences in English. Thanks for watching, everyone, and happy studies.
Remember to join me on Twitter for vocabulary practice. I'm there Monday through Friday. And if you follow me on Facebook, you can try different language tasks throughout the week.